drops, and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Gannett Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gannett Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gannett Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GannettTrucking.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, it is a tremendous Tuesday down here at Capital City, 1040 O Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. It is good to be back, Swim. Today's what, man, I thought we were going to get a reprieve from the heat. Nah, it ain't happening, man, because I thought today was going to cool down. I've had not much to do but look at the weather, etc. And that is not going to happen because today's high, it is already 78 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And it is 9:03 a.m., bro.
It's it's better than it being early onset winter. I mean, let's let you know it's now folks are, I'm sure there's a large contingent of listeners out there that are saying, okay, let's not skip the fall temperatures, because I know there's a lot of people that love the fall temperatures. So hopefully for their sake, we don't go from 98 to just like 35 degrees, but hopefully we're able to enjoy the 70s in there during the fall. But because then that's how it feels like football weather. Right?
Yes, it does. It kind of gets you in that mood and ready to go for it. To this week's weather is supposed to be a high of 90 today, 89 tomorrow, 89 Thursday, 89 Friday, 83 Saturday, and then next week is all 70s.
What's it look like next Thursday?
Next Thursday, 79 degrees.
A lot of touchdowns raining.
I see some TDs coming, man. I see some TDs.
Who knows? I would imagine that the temperature in Kansas City won't be much different than what it is here.
Usually somewhat similar, man. Usually similar.
We'll see.
Swim, it is good to be back. Unknown texter 8893. Glad you're back, safe healing. Brother, I appreciate you. Or sister, I appreciate you so much. It is good to be back in the studio. Nick, I'm telling you, man, it's today. Remember I told you I said my goal is, did I say my goal was Tuesday or Thursday?
You said your goal was Tuesday.
And I tell you what, on Friday, I can put it this way. On Saturday, I'm like, yeah, Tuesday is not looking good.
Yeah. Because the procedure was on Thursday morning.
Thursday morning, I had to be at Lincoln Surgical. And big shout out to Lincoln Surgical Hospital, Dr. Livingston and his entire team. I wish I could remember the nurse's name. I think there was one named Stephanie, and that's all about remember. Because after about,
they had you start to count down backwards, and then you don't remember much after that.
Because they gave me some pills that start with a G. To start off with, I have no idea. I don't know, Gargamel.
I don't think it was that either.
Yeah, I don't know, Gertrude or whatever the pills were. But they gave me those, and I started getting a little loopy. And then I went in. Big shout out to my wife, Brooke. Man, she really helping me through this. Being a nurse and with all the different pills that I'm on right now. I mean, I'm on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You know, big pills, orange pills, little pills.
Yeah. Which is uncharacteristic, obviously.
Yeah, it reminded me of that scene. And Nick, I don't know if you've seen that movie, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yes.
Remember that part where Eddie Murphy catches him in his office and he's putting all those pills in his? He's got it all in here, Duke and Duke. He's got grinders. He's got orange ones. He's got green ones. He's got small ones. So my pill intake in the mornings and throughout the day is absolutely ridiculous.
Do you have one of those pill organizers where it's like, hey, Monday night or Mondays night, these are my Monday pills, these are my Tuesday pills?
I do, but because I take them so many times throughout the day, I don't use that.
Gotcha.
They're just set out. I know which time to take them. So you know what, man? So that process, when I got it, I had to be there at 5:30 in the morning, which was cool. I got there, and you basically sign your paperwork. They get you prepped. And then he wheeled me back. And this was what's so cool. I want to give this shout out again to Lincoln Surgical Hospital, man. When they wheel you back, you go, and it was freezing, absolutely freezing in the operation room.
Yeah.
And all the nurses were lined up waiting for their patients to come through.
Yeah.
It was like a lot going down a locker room. I'm in this, I'm in this
it's like
bed.
a tunnel walk.
Yeah, it was a tunnel walk. Your cheeks are hanging out.
Yep.
You got this little robe on. And
did they give you one of the super warm heated blankets?
They did.
Oh,
they gave me a lot of them.
Those are special.
She took them out the oven.
Yeah, those are special.
The warmer, you know, because you've been through this. You've been through the process. Of
yeah. I mean, the last time was my freshman year of college when I had kidney surgery. But I just remember them giving me like 3 of those heated blankets.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you could just take a dirt nap, right?
Oh, well, I don't want to take a dirt nap.
You could though.
Dirt nap means you're dead.
I said what I said. But no. Okay, you could take a deep nap. We'll do that. We'll say
that. We'll be warm and cuddly.
We're anti-dirt naps.
Yeah. So I go back there, and they're all waiting for their patient to come back. You know what's so cool and amazing about, the anesthesia is literally when they put the needle in there, and she's talking to me. You feel a burn at first. A slight burn.
Of course.
Chief, after that, she said, take another deep breath. And we're having a conversation. Gone.
I would love, not really, probably. I would love to see from their perspective, hear some of the stories from anesthesiologists that where it's like, yeah, we were having a full-on conversation, then boom, gone, out. Because I'm sure there's been some things said that when you're under the anesthesia that people don't want out.
Right.
And obviously, like, we would never be able to know stories because HIPAA violations and all that, right? But
absolutely.
It'd be funny to kind of be in that room and hear those conversations.
It's amazing how quick it works. Now, my procedure, it was done. I was laying on my stomach.
Yeah, that's strange too.
Because my face he told me your face is going to be really swollen and your eyes are going to be really swollen because obviously the mask on. And just, I think it was a 90-minute procedure, give or take.
That's not bad.
So we did it quick, but I didn't look at the procedure until afterwards. On YouTube, I looked it up. Dude, they go deep in there.
Really?
And they remove the fragment. They shave off some of the disc that's impeding the nerve from sliding through the hole like it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of drilling. And he says, I get back to my room. I'm out of it. Completely out of it.
I remember.
Yeah,
AD was text happy that day.
None of it made any sense whatsoever. And the pain didn't kick in because the surgery was at 7:30. I was home by 1. Now, they had a room for me. They said, and when Dr. Livingston came in, I did my walk before he got there. The nurse said, hey, he did well. Here's one thing I want to share with all of you real fast, too. Man, it pays to make deposits into your physical health. Because he said, I didn't have to go over, dig through a bunch of skin.
Yeah.
He goes, it's going to hurt like heck because it was so, like I said, just because of the procedure. He goes, but you're a lot more sore when you have a lot more skin to dig through.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. So I want to tell you that. And Nick, as you know, I worked out until Wednesday hard. My Wednesday workout was I got after it.
Yeah.
And because I knew that was going to be the last time I was going to do that for at least 60 days, if no longer than that, actually. But I knew that's going to be the last time I got into it. But anyway, I was able to go home to check out at 12:30.
Wow.
Went to Popeye's Chicken. I ate 9 pieces of chicken.
Because you hadn't eaten for a couple. You hadn't eaten since like late Wednesday, right?
And I had 8 or 9 pieces of chicken. I had some red beans and rice. Yep. I had 3 biscuits and a big giant gulp of strawberry Fanta. Straight hood style, man.
And you were still hungry after.
I ate 3 more later that day because we got a family pack of 12. And I ate the rest of 3 that afternoon. But I was home. But, like I said, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were rough. Yesterday was a little better. Today, this morning, I can tell how I'm feeling a little bit as I'm getting out of bed. Because you have to get out of the studio, just pop out. You have to roll to your side. Similar when I had my cancer surgery. You have to lift yourself up with your left arm or right arm.
Yeah.
You get up. And I walked around. I could tell the pain had subsided even more today.
Yeah.
So, he told me the first week was going to be like a yo-yo. He goes, you could feel great in the morning. And then, maybe in the afternoon even. So I'm just hoping that this feeling I got right now continues on. But yeah, I'm just glad it's behind me, Nick. It's behind me. I can start the healing. I'm already started the healing process. And so that part, it feels really good.
Well, now, so what time are you waking up now in the mornings? Like, are we sleeping through the night? Like, what's the situation here?
Last night was the best night of sleep I've had because I woke up on early Monday morning, and think about this. I had cramps in both of my calves, like horrible. But I forgot to take my potassium pills.
Okay.
And I without thinking, I tried to hop up.
Yeah.
Because the pain was just shooting.
Yeah.
Then my back was like, nah, bro.
Started
we
screaming.
ain't getting up like that.
Yeah.
And I literally just dropped to my knees. And because my calves were just cramping up, it felt like somebody was just pulling a cord on them. And so that was brutal. Monday night sleep was not good. Last night's sleep, I think I went to bed about 9:30. Didn't wake up. I woke up at 3:45.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I need to get some more sleep. I could have got up and got rolling.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, why? I was like, AD, your body needs to sleep right now. Because usually when I get up at that time, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, go lift.
Yeah, my body was saying, nah, we need some more rest.
Exactly.
And so I laid back down and I slept until about 7 this morning. It felt good to just, and I seen, woke up again real quick and I seen DF's text.
Yeah.
Going to the gym. I'm like, man, go get after it. But I was like, AD, set your clock for 7 and get your sleep. If you wake up before then, so be it. If you don't, you need to sleep. Woke up at 7.
So
was good.
now, last thing before we move on, what are the restrictions for you? Like 10 pounds, right? There's something about 10 pounds.
I can't lift more than 10 pounds until probably late October, early November.
Okay.
And I'm going to go painstakingly slow.
Yeah.
Nick. So I'm doing 2 walks a day. I do one in the morning and I do one in the evening. Next Thursday, I'm going to bump it up to 3 walks. But no weights, no heavy lifting. Even my bag, you see, I don't have my regular backpack. I just brought my laptop only.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to screw this up, man. And I appreciate all the people that text and reached out. Brad, appreciate you, bro. Been reaching out with Brad. Sent me a message. Pete Ferguson, my buddy Shemaiah. I can go on and on and on with the people who've reached out. I appreciate you so much. But dude, it is definitely a mind game.
Oh, I'm sure.
It is a mind game because it's forcing me to slow down. I do. I can't imagine if I would have kept my original date for July 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I flew to Texas.
That's right.
There's no way I could have flew to Texas. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't even been possible.
Yeah.
Not even counting the blood clots that could potentially happen, but just pain. It would have been like today.
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to be hopping on an airplane. No, I can drive and things of that nature if I had to, but I will do a talk for Columbus tomorrow. I'll speak in Kearney on Saturday, but it's just sitting.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting. They already know the situation, but no airplanes or nothing of that nature.
That's going to be so strange for you, though, to sit while you give a talk.
Yeah, it will definitely be different.
I don't know if you'll be able to do that, AD. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, you might just have some slow platform movement where it's just like, all right, a couple steps to the right, then get back to the middle, work back to the left.
Well, the body's gonna make you. It's gonna tell the truth. I got something else to say before we switch it up, Nick. And this is monumental. And I'm going to read some of the text when we come back as well.
Okay.
Nick, do you see that right there?
You got your bag.
Folks, can you zoom that in real quick?
I sure can. Hold on one second. Let me switch to the right camera here.
Yeah.
It's to get me off the screen.
You're going to see this real fast. It is a picture of my carry-on that on last Thursday morning at 4 a.m. You remember somebody mistakenly took my bag?
I do.
Sunday, I reached out again to Austin Bergstrom Airport in Austin, Texas. Little sweet gal on there named Magma was her name, Magma. And she goes, I explained to her again, like I explained to the other people. She goes, I got it. I said, let me tell you what's inside. I said, there's a brown shaving kit, a leather bag that has ACD on it, my initials. Yeah. She goes, yes. I said, a black suit. She goes, yes. And she goes,
you got it all.
All of it. I said, there should be a book in the front pocket by Darren Hardy that says The Compound Effect. She goes, oh, very good book. Yes, we have this one.
That's it. Okay, so
I got my bag.
That's great to know.
I just paid $65 for them to FedEx.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Easy.
Yeah, okay. That's better than buying an entire new wardrobe and more luggage.
My suit, my shoes, my Unreal gear that I just got.
That's what I'm wearing.
Yes,
I'm wearing one of those today.
I think, Nick, I was more pissed off about my Unreal gear than my suit.
I know this stuff is good. Yes. I like this. No free shout outs, but no, this is good. It's really comfortable. But anyway, no, that's huge because here I will say this because like the way we weren't drawing conclusions or accusing anybody blindly,
right?
But the way it felt was that somebody just swiped your bag, and was like, all right, mine now,
and they did the right thing,
and they brought it back.
I was so grateful, and not that I've lost faith in humanity by any stretch. I mean, if you look at the comment section and some of these things, this polarizing world we're in, it's easy to lose sight. But I'm like, you know what? That's the minority. It's not the majority. The majority of people are good people.
100%.
And they turned it in. And looking at what she told me, it was turned in rather quickly.
Good.
But it was in a huge pile of stuff they had to sort out, like time, where it was found out. Was it the Barbara Jordan terminal? Was it this terminal?
Well, and what's crazy is, think about the odds of somebody, it was taken accidentally when their last flight was at Texas. It wasn't them going to another flight. Right. It wasn't a connecting flight.
That's a great point.
And it's just randomly in New York City or it's in Chicago. And it's like, well, yeah, I could take it back to Texas, but that's very inconvenient.
That's a great point.
So, I mean, there's a lot that the universe had to work out. It had to work out really, really well for you.
Yeah, someone did the right thing, and I could not be more grateful to that person.
It would be funny to talk to the person, though, because it'd be like, so when was the moment that you realized it? Because I cannot imagine I don't know what would be worse of a feeling internally, losing your bag or being the reason that somebody lost their bag. Can you imagine you get home and you have a suitcase and you're like,
it's not yours.
Wait a minute. This isn't mine. And somebody's freaking out and probably panicking and thinking that I stole their bag because of me.
Yeah.
And because of 100% an accident.
That'd be rough.
Can you imagine like that oh bleep moment where you're like, oh man, I can feel my palms would start to sweat. I'd be like, man, this is not good.
You know what I'm going to do now, Nick, and I'm going to encourage you to do it and all you listeners, even if you travel just casually a few times a year, and I have them on other bags, get the air tags.
I got to get the air tags and just a general bag tag.
Yes.
I don't have, I realized this when I was going through Buffalo and stuff because we checked bags and like my golf clubs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have bag tags. Yeah. And I need to, the air tags are big deal.
Get the air tags. A buddy of mine, Jeff Ducharme, he sent me a message. Big shout out to Jeff. I appreciate you, man. He left his on an airplane one time. His backpack with all of his stuff. He was helping somebody else out.
Yeah.
And he gets to the terminal. He goes, "Oh crap! I don't have my backpack." Because all the rush,
and then they won't let you back.
They want you back. He goes, "Ma'am, I can see it sitting right on the plane right now from my phone." So I would have been able to identify if I would have the AirTag. I would have known, of course, exactly where it was at.
Yeah.
So I'm giving to Nick. Get those AirTags. Go to Amazon. Get them, folks. If you don't have them, get them. Throw them on your If you carry a work bag all the time, put it on there because you can track it instantly.
That kind of happened to me. So I was leaving Dallas going to Vegas before Big Ten Media Days, and I was sitting at an empty gate, and basically what had happened was that my AirPods case fell out of my pocket.
I remember you saying that.
So I still look at it, and it's in Terminal C of the DFW airport. I could pinpoint the exact location on my Find My iPhone. I got a replacement case. I bought a replacement case, but I am determined whenever the next time
if it's still sitting there.
I don't have any plans to, I don't have a trip planned. I don't have any flight. I don't have anything easy. I don't have anything planned for Dallas, but we'll maybe we'll see what happens. But I have them on my Find My iPhone, and I'm gonna be like, I'm going to Terminal C, and it's right by this the Hudson Airport,
the Hudson News.
It's right by the Hudson newsstand, and I know exactly where I was sitting, and I'm guessing it just fell in between the seats, and I'm gonna get that AirPods case. It might be 5 years from now.
Hey, Ron, good morning. Hey, Ron says, I needed an AirTag when people stole my lunch at work.
There it is.
It's in your mouth. Yeah. You did eat it.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things. Keys, wallet, not necessarily phone probably because we pay so much attention to those, but backpacks, luggage, I would imagine. And around here, here's an idea for Christmas presents. It's a great, they usually have Black Friday deals with them to where you can get that, where it's a value pack of AirTags for a cheaper price. I'm telling you, if you have somebody in your life or family that travels or is just younger, like they will appreciate the AirTags more than anything.
Nick, I have to admit this.
Okay.
I got my kids and their girlfriends all AirTags.
That's my point.
But I forgot to get them the piece that goes in the middle.
Well, so I got half of it for you. You could buy the other half.
Folks, when we come back, I know
That's
swim.
Funny.
And I want to big a shout out to Austin, too. Austin, I appreciate you for filling the seat for me, brother. You always do a heck of a job, so thanks a bunch for doing that, man. You and Nick did it well, as always. So appreciate it. Appreciate you, AO. When we come back, folks, I know Swim talked about a little bit last week as far as uniforms. I want to dig more in these uniforms. Does it matter to you or no? And, folks, we are a Husker football heavy show today. We are literally 9 days from kickoff. 9 days from kickoff before the mad hiatus to South to head down to Kansas City. We'll talk about when we come back. It's The Drive, 937 Ticket.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds. High near 91. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a low around 70. And tomorrow, patchy fog again in the morning. A slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies with a high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Bones, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Thank you much. Hey, Ron, we'll get some of these as soon as I can. It is just good to be back. Folks, I'm going to tell you this, man. You don't know how much you appreciate something until you can't do it. Like, literally cannot do it. It is so good to be back behind the microphone. I'm not going to go into this, but I just do want to say you and Austin did a great job talking about Scotty Scheffler.
Hey, oh man, it was so funny. We
listeners, I'm not going to dive into it.
The best part was we got the text. What does this have to do with Husker football? I am just as excited for Husker football as the next guy. I mean, I'm just as excited for college football.
Yeah.
We haven't even broached the subject of it starts Saturday. Like we get the Aer Lingus game this Saturday between Kansas State and Iowa State. It's not a
that is so awesome.
It's not Notre Dame Navy. It's not like that type of where it's not like that type of game. It is a conference matchup. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
Bones, you're exactly right. He says, sounds like AD's first lift over 10 pounds will probably be his first Thanksgiving dinner plate. You think you're going to be right?
That's brutal.
It's going to be a while from now, but if it's for health, it's all good. Folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. He can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. There's been a big discussion about uniforms, and I know people have their different opinions and thoughts on it. The uniforms, as far as that goes. Nebraska right now, folks, is 0-4 in black unis. The alternate, the all-black alternate, as you know, to honor the black shirts. How much recruiting should influence uniform design? What do you think of the stadium blackout? All of those things right there. Here's kind of Rule's take on the tradition identity. I've had a lot of time to break this down, Nick. As you know, Rule says black is in Nebraska's DNA because of the black shirt's legacy. Even at Albright College, he said he modeled his defense in black jerseys after Nebraska when he was at Albright. This isn't a gimmick for him. He says it's directly to his defensive Husker tradition. It's not about performance. Rule says a jersey doesn't make you play better. If Nebraska needs a uniform to play better, then there's a bigger problem. I really love that point. He wants fans and players to understand it's about tradition, culture, and atmosphere, not superstition. There's been mixed reviews online, Nick. As you know, some say it needs to be more red accents. Others cite Nebraska's poor record in black uniforms. We talk about 0-4. Since Adidas began alternates in 2009, Nebraska is 7-6 in non-traditional looks. Is the record coincidence, Nick, or proof that tradition is better or greater than alternates? What's your take on it? And listeners, text us in 424-664-5685.
I said this earlier in the week without trying to. So first off, Carl on the YouTube stream says it looks like Lincoln Northeast uniforms. That's what Carl says. But second off, I don't get worked up a ton by what uniform Nebraska wears. Like I think. Maybe this is showing like the Generation Z in me, I guess, of like, this is the coach speak of like, we shouldn't need uniforms to play better. All the fans are going to sit there and say, oh, we shouldn't be worried about what uniform we wear, just win. I also don't think that it matters a whole lot to a lot of these guys of like what uniform they wear. Right. Like, I think that like Dylan Raiola doesn't care about what uniform, like they're going to win. They want to win no matter what. So I don't think it changes the mentality. I like the idea, and you guys know I'm a big fan engagement guy, and fan experience guy. Like I like the idea of doing a theme, and you can do it to where it's a red out. Like you can. It doesn't have to be a blackout, but whether it's football, basketball, volleyball. Like I've been a big proponent of like you need to start doing things with the fans, like to where it's like okay, stripe out one game, like whatever it might be. You look at SEC football. And like Tennessee's a great example. Tennessee has a theme for every single game, if you look at it. And the way that they coordinate their stripe outs is one of them, or their checkered patterns that they have at Neyland Stadium is basically fans go online. They input the section that their ticket is in. And literally it says, you type in section 121 and you push like submit and it goes, you need to wear orange. Like there is no confusion there. And so everybody plays their part. It creates an incredible spectacle on TV. It's an awesome atmosphere in person, and it takes little to no effort, right, to pull off.
Nick, you're too young to remember this, and I was just a kid. There was a book by Carole King called Really Rosie. It includes the original soundtrack recording. It was composed by Carole King, and there is a little character called Pierre, okay? And the song, I pulled up the lyrics because I would always say this as a kid. It goes, one day his mother said when Pierre climbed out of bed, good morning, darling boy, you're my only joy. Pierre said, I don't care. It goes on, him saying, I don't care. She goes, some lovely cream of wheat. I don't care. Don't sit backwards in your seat. I don't care. Pierre said, I don't care. I don't care about the uniform.
You're Pierre.
I am Pierre.
You're Pierre.
If you're old like me, if you're at least 45 or 40, you may remember that song in grade school. Pierre said, I don't care. Nick, I don't care if they wear black jerseys, yellow jerseys, orange. Well, maybe not that far.
Yeah.
What I'm simply saying, along it stays with the color, schematics or whatever. I know black is not. They've done it before. I don't care. I don't care what color the field is. I don't care what the end zones look like. I don't care the design of the logo. Yeah. I'm sorry, the scoreboard. I do care about the logo.
Yeah.
You don't mess with that. But all of these are aesthetics, Nick.
Oh, absolutely.
These are things that I'm only concerned about what you do when the game starts. I don't care what color the uniform is. All of those things are for all those things. I'm not going to say theatrics. All of those things are for the aesthetics of the game, Nick. So I honestly don't care about uniform colors. It's just not a concern of mine. And you know what, Nick? I would probably say, let me take this back. I don't know. I would assume there's a number of players that really don't care either.
Well, I think
that's just me. I don't care what the uniforms look like.
I think we also have to acknowledge the fact that there's corporate dollars involved here with Adidas. Like there's something in play to where now Adidas and Nebraska are able to sell the specific black jerseys, the alternate jerseys, to Husker fans. They can wear them that game. They can wear the exact, a replica jersey for when it's a blackout. Like there's a lot more involved than just the players shouldn't worry about the uniforms. Well, no, think about one of the biggest conversations we've had all offseason about how much money is the driver behind college athletics now, whether it's in the NIL department, whether it's through TV contracts, revenue sharing, whatever it may be. This now opens the door from a merchandise standpoint to create a whole nother line of merch, and specific merch.
Bingo.
To where Adidas can generate and create T-shirts that are specifically blackout replica or an actual jersey that looks like Dylan Raiola's. And now with the name, image, and likeness, you can have names on the back of jerseys. There's so much more involved and behind, I think, than we are really thinking about on the surface of, man, Nebraska wants to wear an alternate jersey. They're wearing an alternate jersey so that they feel like they can play better. We don't even know if it's a night game yet. Like, that's the other part of it. We don't know the time of the USC game yet. Like, this will be, now I will say this, it'll be a major disappointment if it's not a night game. It'll be a major disappointment if it's not a night game. And the reason for that is because this whole blackout theme that you're going for, this intimidating environment that you're looking for, it becomes less attractive if it's an 11 a.m. kickoff versus a 6 p.m. kickoff. I mean, let's just be 100% honest.
The optics look a little different.
It looks very different.
Nick, let me ask you this, man, because first of all, what you're saying, you're spot on. Athletic organizations, departments have to continue to find verticals within their department of revenue.
Yeah.
You got to find different verticals. And to your point, this is exactly what it is. This is another vertical that they can develop within a game within itself. So in this day and age, as you mentioned, and it used to be called like an arms race, obviously not an arms race, but as it regards to college athletics, you have to find different ways to create and generate income. And if you can do that at such a game with a lot of prestige, two schools that historically have been rich in tradition, rich in victories, national championships, etc., you have to capitalize on moments like this. From a business aspect, I can totally understand it. You can't let this opportunity slide by without trying to monetize it in some shape or form. College athletics, folks, as all of you know, you're all very wise. It's about how do we monetize every moment. I know to us fans, you get a little tired of monetizing everything. However, in this new day and age, you have to monetize everything. Your bathrooms, your timeout breaks, your TV breaks, the fan experience. as you're sitting down.
Ad space on everything.
Actually, ad space.
Urinals.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. It's like, like there's ad space on everything.
I mean, you could put something in the urinal. Pissed off? Call lawyers.
Yeah, exactly. Were you injured? I mean, it's just like,
you got to find ways
100%.
to monetize everything you possibly can. Because when you have the Matador program down at Texas Tech, which I told you I was down there a couple weeks ago, the Texas alumni were telling me even they.
Did you donate? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm not trying to out you. No, I'm kidding. Big Texas Tech fan, indeed.
Yeah. I love Lubbock.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
The amount of money
you
they
and
are
Garrett
raising.
McGuire were hanging out.
Don't make
Wait,
me lean
Garrett,
back.
we missed you up here in Nebraska.
That hurt my back, making me lean back. Stop it. Other programs, they've put the nation on notice by the amount of money they're raising. So you have to find ways, if you're Troy Dannon, to monetize everything you possibly can.
Yeah.
And so the black jerseys, it's not so much about the black jerseys per se. It's about the revenue they can generate.
Yeah, you're right. Now, this was a heck of a question and a thought from the text line, 402-464-5685, 7299 on the text line. Question for the show, is this the first time we've done alternate uniforms with no red? I feel like even that year against UCLA, the N on the helmets were red. So we did the research. I did the research real quick. So let's go through the alternate uniforms since like 2012, because that was the year that Nebraska played Wisconsin at home. Nebraska ended up winning. Those were maybe some of that. You remember Wisconsin also wore alternate uniforms that night. It was a night game for Nebraska.
Yeah.
All the black helmets with the red N, and then the red jerseys with like the ugly block black N that was on the jersey. That one was there. But yeah, you're right, named Texter, that in 2013 against UCLA, the N on the helmet was also red. 2014 against Illinois, where Nate Geary had that interception and Randy Gregory trucked the dude on the interception return. Those were all red. The 2015 black ones with red accents against Northwestern. In 2016, it was the chrome whites with red accents against Northwestern. In 2017, Wisconsin, red uniforms. In terms of alternates, 2018, it was the throwback leather-looking helmets where Nebraska had the cream-colored pants or not cream, but a little more off-white colored pants with the red alternate jerseys. 2019, it was a black alternate uniform with white letters and numbers, but there were red accents on the jersey as well. 2020, similar story there. 2021 was red and white. 2022 was the mesh-looking red jerseys. 2023 was the red with the blue on there. You remember those?
I'll say this real quick. I did not like the blue accent.
The blue was different,
that has
right?
nothing to do with the color scheme.
Yeah, the blue was very different. Yeah. I think you're right, 7299. Great thought, because I believe this is the first time where the alternate uniforms have not had a touch of red in them.
It's going to be interesting, like you said, Nick. If it's not at night, it's going to be somewhat anticlimactic, if you would. All black.
11 o'clock, the entire stadium's decked out in black.
85 degrees, and everybody can be hot.
Yeah. The sun just rose 3.5 hours ago. Everybody's going to be sweating their bumps. Maybe not on November 1st. Hopefully not on November 1st. 7299 follows up with, for what it's worth, I'm glad that Nebraska's fully committing to alternates this year. Let's base at Adidas. Let's be honest, Adidas doesn't do a great job with the style. So, I mean, let us know what your favorite alternate has been throughout the years on the text line. I think mine still, it had kind of a Utah Ute look to it. It was the whites that they wore against Buffalo, and it was the NU
heavy block
on their
heavy block font.
Yeah, on their helmets. And I think that those were some of the coolest looking alternate uniforms that Nebraska's had.
Those were dirty,
but
man.
I do also like the black. Like if your identity is going to be, we're going to punch you in the throat, we're going to have as traditional of a black shirt defense as we can have here in 2025, then sure, yeah, go ahead, like lean into it.
And you know what? I like that, Nick. And here's my thing: you sure better play like it.
There you go. Right?
You sure better play.
And that's what I said last week, AD. Is I said, guess what? Like we're talking about alternate uniforms on August 19th when we're still 9 days out from the season, but on November 1st on the pregame show or on the postgame show here on the ticket, we're not going to talk about alternate uniforms. We're going to talk about what Nebraska needs to do to win, what they need to not do in order not to lose, and then also and then in the post-game sessions, it's going to be what did Nebraska do on the field. This is going to be a moot point Absolutely. Right? When it comes to November 1st and that week leading after it.
As Pierre said, Nick, I don't care. Real fast before we go to break. Old Dad 34, appreciate you, brother. Hey, Old Dad, it's feeling, like I said, today's definitely probably the best day. I know it'd be kind of a yo-yo procedure. I know you said the feeling you broke your neck and totally understand what you're going through. Old Dad, neck compared to back, brother, I know you were definitely had more hardships because, I mean, obviously you use your back for everything, but not using your neck, not being able to turn, cannot imagine that. I'm glad you have healed well, my good brother. I'll return some of these more as well. Folks, when we come back, we got some history, and then we got a full hour just Husker talk, and more Husker talk, because we're 9 days away from the great migration south to Arrowhead. It's The Drive. Be right back.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor, and we want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovebneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. Got some history discussions. Had some UNL freshmen walking down O Street along with their guides. So welcoming back all the students and the new Huskers that are here on campus. Nick, did you see how they're doing the move-in process now?
I honestly I'm pretty disconnected from it.
Yes, well, like I said, I've had a lot of time. So I was
so you've done a lot of research.
I was watching the news, and they had them. I don't know if all the students did it, but I guess over 1,000 did it, to where they pull in front of the stadium on the east end, and their stuff gets unloaded. Over 1,000 volunteers. I'm sorry, more students than that. Over 1,000 volunteers.
I have seen this.
They unload their stuff, take it to their place, and it was just like, I guess it went very smoothly for the first time. So if you have a student that's going to UNL or any other campus across the country, good luck to you. I know that's a very tough moment, a watershed moment when you have your kids that are leaving home for the first time.
Well, Rudy told me this morning that the Nebraska Westland baseball team is going to be helping move in.
Oh, that's
tomorrow.
Cool. Way to go, Rudy.
So how about that?
I love it.
Yeah, there he is. He's thrilled to work it. He's thrilled to do that for about 6 hours tomorrow.
Yes, Prairie Wolves looking out for the new Cubs, little wolves. What do you call a baby wolf?
Well, it'd be
a little wolf.
No, I think we're gonna go away from that one.
I think we're gonna go away from that one.
Let's just move on to something else.
Text line, let us know. What do you call a baby wolf? I don't know.
Wolf.
Wolf?
Not wolf. You gotta try to pronounce the L.
Wolf.
There.
Wolf. Text line. What do you call a baby wolf?
It's a wolf.
A wolf.
Not a wolf. We need to be done.
You selling wolf tickets?
They're known as pups.
Pups. So it's good to see the Prairie Wolves.
Yeah. Somebody says wolf pup.
Wolf pup.
Cub.
Yeah. I like that. Thanks, Aiden. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. Who's a little cubby? Nick? I like that. So they're moving in right now. Eric, I appreciate you, brother. It is great to be back in the studio as well. But yeah, big shout out to UNL. Is moving all the students into whatever school that your son or daughter is going to, whether it's here in Nebraska or someplace outside of our borders. Good luck to them. That is a tough moment, Nick, when you send your kids off to college, man.
I'm sure.
All three of mine were here, so it was cool. But it's still tough. You know, like I said, there's a big moment, so congrats to all of you.
Can I believe it was Gerald Ford that said it, that it was like the only history that, you know, what matters is the history we make today. Is that Gerald Ford?
No idea, but kudos to you, though. I like that, Nick.
I tried to pull a quote out of my butt, and I don't know if I said that. Philosophical. No.
Yes.
So today, on this day, in what will be sports history, the Indianapolis Colts have made a decision on their starting quarterback. We just found it out about 5 minutes ago during the commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
They're benching Anthony Richardson.
He's on the bench.
Daniel Jones, the former New York Giants quarterback, has been named the Indianapolis Colts starting quarterback. And that means that Anthony Richardson, who was that high first-round pick from just a couple of years ago, will not be the starting quarterback in Indy.
It's going to be, and I know Austin, that's being his team, is going to be watching that very closely to see what happens there. But I was quite honestly not surprised that Daniel Jones, but also you got to consider the injury that Richardson had as well, whether his fingers 100% ready to go and things of that nature, because they're going to need both. We just know that. They're going to
Henry
need both.
Ford, not Gerald Ford. Henry Ford.
There you go. I
should have just said Ford.
Yeah, choose who you want.
Insert name here. No.
In boxing history in 1995, Mike Tyson returned to the ring. I remember this against Peter McNeely, and he beat the smoke out of him in 89 seconds because of disqualification. He beat McNeely like he stole something. Mm-hmm. So Tyson beats the smoke out of Peter McNeely in 1995 after return to the ring after 3 years of prison time. 89 seconds was all it took.
Dang.
He was done and good to go.
That's crazy.
Folks, we come back. It's football, and I love it because, you know, from the kickoff of our first game, it's just in a few short days, man. Saturday, we'll be watching. What time does that game come on Saturday, Nick?
AD, you're putting me on the spot here. I'm going to be honest. Let me. Normally, it's an afternoon game because it would be
6 hours.
Or excuse me, it would be like a 11 a.m. because I'd be ahead of time or time change with the
we got K-State versus Iowa State. That is going to be a heck of a game to watch.
It is 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
We thought. 22nd ranked Iowa State up against 17th ranked Kansas State.
That's going to be a game.
That is right now Kansas State a 3-point favorite.
It's going to be a ball game.
College Football Classics. There you go. Then Thursday. Now these are all the top 25 games, but there's some more games going on in week 0. Obviously, you have. This Saturday, Idaho State and UNLV. Mm-hmm. Also, I was reading an article. Kansas is shaping up for a big recruiting weekend this weekend, taking advantage of them playing on week 0. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the first game inside their brand new stadium. They have all that. You know, obviously they have the $300 million donation from Mr. Booth. Yeah, this is as good as money, sir. Fresno State goes to Kansas. That game's on Fox on Saturday night. Sam Houston against Western Kentucky. Stanford, Hawaii. All of those games are on Saturday. This Saturday, that is in week 0. Before next Thursday, we kick it off with Nebraska and Cincinnati.
I love it. Folks, we got a lot to discuss. In particular, we got some sound bites as well, but digging into Coach Terry Braden, some things he said about his defense and D-line. Excited to get into it. We'll be back. It's The Drive.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Ah, the sounds of back to school time.
Oh.
There's plenty to about this time of year. So let Cane's take something off your plate by putting something on it. Like the most craveable hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. It's going to be a great school year.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds. High near 91. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a low around 70. And tomorrow, patchy fog again in the morning. A slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies with a high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back, and welcome back to The Drive. We appreciate you so much. Thank you much, Rudy. It is 9 days away from kickoff. And you know what, Nick, last night, I was just, watching the news and just, first of all, Terry Braden, TB, he's a good dude, man. I've had a chance to meet TB a number of times, and just, I love the energy he brings.
Mm-hmm.
Addison Williams as well as the defensive backs coach.
Yeah.
I love the energy that TB brings to that room, to the organization, to the culture. He has seen championships, been a part, not just seen them, he was part of championships down there, obviously in KC. And what he's bringing down there at the university right down the road from us with those young D linemen, because you think about it, we have a relatively young team. What are we, the first or second youngest in the Big Ten?
Well, I mean, there's over 50 sophomores on Nebraska's roster. I mean, so that's a massive amount. I remember listening to, Big Ten media days, Big 12 media days, and hearing, a very common question that was asked to coaches were, how do you construct your roster construction conversations? And it was basically a certain percentage is going to be freshmen, a certain percentage sophomore, junior, seniors, grad transfers. And then obviously they can break those a little more intricate, in a little more intricate numbers to where it's how many of how much of your roster is high school recruits, how much is transfers, how much is grad transfers that only have 1 year of eligibility left. And Nebraska is very, very young in multiple areas.
They have very empty mental chalkboards, if you would. There's not a lot written on there. A lot of development to be done. A lot of influence to be made on them. So. Terry Braden, of course, he spent 8 years with the Chiefs, part of multiple Super Bowl runs. He helped coach a defensive front that ranked near the top of NFL sacks each one of those years. Brings a championship pedigree, as we all know. And first Husker game of 2025, as we all know, is against Cincinnati at Arrowhead Stadium, a place where he spent a lot of his time. You hear in the interview here coming up, he spent the night in that place. Coach stars like Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, even those guys have been planning to be there that night. When we're talking about the atmosphere, the ambiance, there's going to be a lot of superstars in that place. And he mentioned this, Nick, when we get to the tape, his new philosophy, shocking effort plus simplicity. He stresses shocking effort over fancy moves. He doesn't want all the fancy stuff. You look at Chris Jones and obviously Karlaftis, those guys didn't have fancy moves. It was just sheer grit and will and want to. Believes each lineman needs to just go to move, counter, and power. Then it's about finishing. He talks about finishing. He goes, moves are overrated. It's about the finish. It's about the finish.
Let's be honest, the defensive line is a curiosity for, I think, a lot of Husker fans, myself included, to where it's, there's some big pieces that they are moving on from, whether that is the two guys that graduated and went to the NFL, and Nash Hutmaker and obviously Ty Robinson, more notably of the two. But then we also forget that this is a team that lost a guy like Princewell Umanmielen. This is a team that lost Jamari Butler last year to the transfer portal. We forget maybe about those guys because they are incredibly deep up front with all the names that we've consistently mentioned. But we do know this: Riley Van Poppel is going to be a big part of whether or not Nebraska has success on that defensive line. And so with that, let's kick things off with this quote of Coach Braden just talking about Riley Van Poppel and his ability to lead. These quotes, man, Coach is not a man of many words. He keeps it pretty short, concise, to the point. And for those of us that, talk about this on a daily basis, we can appreciate that. So here's Coach Braden on Riley Van Poppel.
Riley has been one of the leaders that's coming in the room with Cam and Judy. Riley has done a good job trying to get off the ball. He's done a good job knowing and doing this assignment. I'm very pleased with Riley yet. Excuse me. Very pleased with Riley yet, and I think he's doing a very, very good job.
So, not a whole lot there, but in all honesty, we know two of the guys that are going to need to be consistent and your availability is one of your best abilities. Is Riley Van Poppel and Elijah Judy, kind of the two bigger bodies on this defensive line.
Nick, we've seen the motor of Van Poppel in glimpses. What do you expect to see from him this year? Just your personal opinion. Well, how high is his ceiling in your opinion?
Well, I think there's it's hard to, I think, for us that don't get to see practice every day, don't get to watch film with coaches, things like that. I think it's hard for us to maybe put an accurate expectation on this guy. And the reason I say that is because there was a whole season of football played where we didn't get to see him. A whole season. We know what to go off of from his true freshman year, where he played over the redshirt limit. But then it was kind of a shocker, I think, for a lot of us to not see him out there at all last year and under the redshirt limit of 4 games, plus the bowl game, if you want to count that one. So it's hard, I think, and I think maybe it's a little unfair to just say, okay, let's go off of what we saw 2 years ago. I think more so it's let's ask that question after game 3, maybe where he gets his feet under him once again under game setting.
Nick, you bring up an interesting point because I think it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget and hard to remember. He set out an entire year for the most part.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how hungry this kid is right now? And another point, Nick, I want you to comment on. In the movie American Gangster, all right, with Denzel Washington, here he goes to the movie. This analogy's good.
Yep.
But obviously Denzel was called Frank Lucas in that movie. And he sat under Bumpy Johnson all those years, learning, obviously, in the legal trade. But there's a scene in there, he says, Frank Lucas sat under Bumpy Johnson for years. He learned a lot watching him day in and day out.
Yeah.
You look at Van Poppel, Big Nash, Big Ty Robinson. He watched how those guys did things, how they practiced, how they studied, how they took things as far as no reps off in games. You know that rubbed off on him in some shape or form. Whether we see it or not is yet to be seen. But you can tell the tutelage he set under was awesome, because both of those young men are most likely going to be on 53-man rosters here very quickly.
I 100% agree with you. I would ask you this, as somebody that's played the game, can having hunger lead to mistakes? Can it lead to mental lapses, right? Because like there is such a thing as like, okay, we know the cliche phrase of like, all right, if you're going to make a mistake, do it at 110%, like that whole thing, right? But there's also something to be said of when you're out there with 11 guys, do your job. And like I think of back to one thing that Damian Daniels did so well for this front four or front line way back when for Damian Daniels was he clogged things up that allowed then the guys in the second level to go do their job. And it's Damian Daniels didn't always show up in the stat sheet. It didn't always show up in terms of sack numbers. It didn't always show up in terms of direct tackles for a loss next to Damian's name. But linebackers and guys from the secondary were able to then make plays in the backfield because of what guys up front were doing. I think if you try to do too much individually, you can pressure. We know pressure can build diamonds, but it can also burst pipes.
You know what, Nick? You're spot on with that. He's got to be controlled. And a word that I like to use, it's not a word, but just kind of one just made up, chaotic.
Sure.
Chaos, but orderly. You look at the Grant Wistroms, the Jason Peters, the Jay Foremans, the Mike Mentors, the Tony Velans, I can go on and on, the Mike Ruckers, our very own Adam. Those guys, it was chaos.
Yeah.
But it was orderly. So as long as I want chaos, I want disruption, I want violence, but it's got to be order. It's like a fire. If a fire is in a fireplace, man, it creates warmth. If it gets out of that fireplace, there's destruction beyond measure. Yeah, there's panic, there's death, there's destruction. So it's got to be chaos, but it's got to be orderly, the way that Van Poppel and the rest of that defensive line plays this year.
That's a great analogy, because I think when you look around just this Nebraska defense, there's a lot of new things. There's a lot of new guys that you're going to have to lean on, whether that's Dasan McCullough, whether that is Marquise Watson-Trent, whether that's the guys up front that we talked about. Cam Lenhart's in a very similar conversation to Riley Van Poppel, I think, to where he didn't play a whole lot last season, but he's going to be asked to step up in a big way this season to where win. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When adversity strikes, when things are going awry or not according to plan, how do guys respond? And who is kind of the leader in that group when things do go out, not according to plan, or when they do get struck with adversity in the middle of a game? And we always talked about like the one of the big things with Tony White and that defense was he always talked about being able to carry strong performances in the first half over to the second half and being consistent throughout 4 quarters of football. What happens? It's okay if you have a little bit of a mental lapse. Not okay, but it's one thing if you have a mental lapse right before halftime, because then guess what? You have a 15-minute break to then recalibrate and have a conversation. On the sidelines, in between possessions, you don't know how much time you're going to have to then rally your guys defensively. Because what if Nebraska's offense goes 3 and out and you need to go right back out there? You have to, like, so when things are not going to plan, who is the leader in that room? Who's the leader on that defense? Who's kind of the guy that rights the ship when things are going awry?
Nick, I like the part, and I think it's crucial that you brought up before we get to another soundbite. When you're faced with adversity.
Yeah.
And you know what, Nick? This is going to sound contrarian, but this is my thoughts, and I strongly believe this and hope it happens. I want them to face some adversity against Cincinnati early. Yeah, I want to see what they're made of.
I would say throughout the entire game. Like, I don't want it to be the game to be in question by the middle of the fourth quarter.
I want them to get punched in the face quick, because I want to see how it's like a boxer. Because when you got a soft chin, they're like, oh, he's got a soft chin. Meaning, and you know the meaning that if you get hit, you're out.
Of course.
I want to see Nebraska get hit in the face early, because I want to see, can they take a punch? Because we know how that has gone in the past, unfortunately. Offensively,
especially in the first game of the year.
Yeah, first game of the year.
Yeah.
I want to see them take a shot in the face, whether it's a long run, a big pass. Obviously, I don't want them to score, but even if they do, how are you going to respond to that?
Yeah.
Because this team historically has not bode well when they've taken a shot to the face early.
Yeah.
I want to see Nebraska like a haymaker to the face, because not the haymaker itself, but how do you respond?
Sure. I'm interested to see. Oh, okay. I'll even flip it around. I'm interested to see how Nebraska responds when things go well.
Prosperity. How do they deal with prosperity?
Yeah. How do they deal with success? Right. Because now Nebraska, from a program standpoint, you're coming off of a bowl victory. How does now? Granted, not everybody from your bowl team is still on the roster, but there's a lot of guys on this roster that made that trip to New York, and as you try to build off of last season, you can look at it as like a separate chapter, and that's fine. But you can also look at it as kind of a continuous runway. And if Nebraska's able to have success next Thursday, and then after that against Akron, and then after that against Houston Christian, you can be feeling really good about yourself, and you can get caught up into what social media is saying, and you can get caught up in what everybody on the outside is talking about. So then I brought it up at last time. I just said some stuff. You just brought it up of when things are not going well, who's kind of the guiding light in terms of a player leadership. Okay, so what about when things are going well? Is that player still consistent in the message?
It's going to be interesting to see who that person is going to be. And Nick, you brought up a good point in that. Think about this. Not only that, there's some guys that are FCS who have never played FBS ball before. How are they going to respond in this environment? You know what I'm saying?
I also wonder, here we are, we're just a ton of just open-ended opinions and questions here. How much we're going to be able to learn from the first 3 games. Like there's also something to be said of, and this is obviously, almost a full month away. Actually, it'd be a month from today. We'll kind of be 4 weeks into, or it'd be 3 weeks into the season. And so Nebraska will have 3 games under their belt against Cincinnati, Akron, and Houston Christian. And I have a feeling that we're still going to maybe have some unanswered questions, because we're going to be going into Michigan. A month from tomorrow, Nebraska plays Michigan at home. September 20th, September 20th, Nebraska plays Michigan at home. And so I wonder if we're going to sit there and go, all right, we know what Nebraska's been able to do against quote unquote lesser competition, teams that you expected to beat. What about tomorrow when they face Michigan in a month from tomorrow? It's what is Nebraska able to do against more formidable opponents?
I'm excited. That's all I can say is I'm excited, man. I just can't wait.
Because now on the other side of that, though, if we're still asking questions after game 6 or 7 and still don't know answers about leadership and things, it probably doesn't bode well for maybe what Nebraska's been able to do through those first couple of games.
What else we got, my man?
Let's move on. Let's look at the defensive coordinator here, John Butler. Here, let's talk about this one. Depth at let's go a little bit longer. Actually, let's go from the drop off. Everybody loves this question. The drop off from the starters to the second teamers to the third teamers on defense. Basically, it's a massive question about depth on Nebraska's defensive side of the ball. Here's what John Butler, Nebraska's D coordinator, had to say.
I think that there obviously is a level of drop off just because of experience, but I really felt like in the scrimmage, our red and our white, which is they really got after it. They played hard. They played physical. They executed for the most part, made some plays. But obviously the biggest thing is the phrase we use, as the bullets start flying, meaning like teams start motioning and changing things. There's a level of experience that, our veteran players just have seen. They've had more time on task and seen those things. So I think from an execution standpoint, it's better right now with that group. But that's our job. Coach always says it, the identity of your coach is not how you're getting your ones ready to play. It's, are you getting your 2s and 3s ready to play? And are they able to execute at a level that's satisfactory at the game? So that's obviously a task we've got to keep working on.
Let me ask you this, AD. Are you more confident as it stands right now, 9 days out from the season starting? Are you more confident in Nebraska's pass defense or rush defense?
It's because this defensive line is very young. There's not many on there who've had a lot of reps.
Yeah.
I would say I'm equally curious. I wouldn't say concerned.
Okay.
I would say equally
what
curious.
About confident? If we had to make some bold predictions, maybe we will. Maybe this is something we can do at the end of before game day. Let's fast forward to December and the season's over. We're looking in the rearview mirror at the 12 games
That's
Nebraska's completed.
By the way, looking at my rearview mirror.
That's awesome. Anyway, that's exactly what I was referencing. I guess
Dave Renew, you know that song, "Looking at My Rearview Mirror," Tupac. But go ahead.
But either way, which part of Nebraska's defense is ranked higher in the country?
I'm going to look at the defensive backs first, because you know what I mean. That's just sheer numbers. That's sheer experience. Those guys. You look at Marquise Buford. You look at Bly Heel that's back there. Just put it right now. There's a lot of guys back there who have played a lot of minutes, a lot of meaningful minutes as far as that goes as well. Sierra Wright. I mean, this kid basically showcased himself at his old alma mater at USC last year and showed up and showed out. So you have to go, for me at least, as far as just experience. I'm just going to go. I mean, it's no difference to have an experienced pilot or a pilot who's only flown X amount of hours compared to one who's flown many.
I would agree. Sorry, I cut you off. There. Go ahead.
You're fine. That's what I think the defensive backs early on.
Well, let's dive into the defensive backs a little bit here, because you have in some order where it's the guys you mentioned, Marquise Buford and Sierra Wright, two guys that are single digit guys. You also have Deshaun Singleton, who's back there, who represented the Huskers on Media Day, who's now fully healthy. You also have Malcolm Hartzog.
Got Grandpa back there.
Those four guys are all single digits, and we all know what the single digits represent for Nebraska football. There's your secondary. Like there's your top four secondary guys.
And maybe, Nick, just in case someone's tuned in the first time, what do those single digit numbers mean?
Well, it's essentially just like who kind of goes back to what I was saying. When things are going wrong, it's who does this team look at? Whether, and I think it can mean a couple of different things. One is through vocal leadership, and then other is through action, right? Guys that just keep their head down and grind when the going gets tough. So, and they're voted on by the players.
There you go. That's the key. That's the part of it right there.
They're voted on by the players. So you have all four of those guys, and then also we've heard some really good things out of camp from Andrew Marshall, the Idaho Vandal transfer. Who's going to be out there, and whatever formation Nebraska runs, whether we get so caught up in through the numbers, whether it's like 3-3-5, 4-2-5, 4-3, 3-4 base, like whatever it might be, we get so infatuated with that specific thing. Nebraska's defense, there's going to be times where certain guys are lined up in more athletic positions where it's going to lean on their athleticism, and then other times there's going to be where Nebraska might stack the box and try to stop and stuff the run. So the defensive backs I think are a spot to where you can feel pretty good about this defense.
Nick, you look at these defensive backs very quickly. Obviously, Marquise Buford is a senior, Hartzog is a senior, Deshaun Singleton's a senior, but Ramir Stewart, sophomore, Jeremiah Charles, sophomore. You got Derek Branch, who's been there a little bit, senior, but brings a lot of seniority there, a lot of experience. Some of the most prominent guys. Caleb Benning, obviously, is a redshirt freshman. Mario Bluford's only a sophomore. I can go on and on. Bly Hill's only a sophomore, which blows me away to think about that. But these guys are very young. And then you got the redshirt freshman, Larry Tarver Jr. That's going to could potentially see some meaningful reps. So they're a very young room besides Hartzog, obviously, and Taylor, the rest of those guys. But I'm curious, but also excited to see that defensive line. Now, I'm not saying catch up, be able to match by their play with that defensive back.
Yeah, and one last thing about the defensive backs before we step aside here is I think you look at the defense. There's been a lot of changes, whether that's been up front with the defensive line coaches, whether that's been guys shifting roles from, most notably, John Butler now no longer just working with defensive backs, but as the defensive coordinator now, and you bring in Addison Williams, and now associate head coach Phil Snow is working primarily with the defensive backs along with Addison Williams. Like there's a lot. You mentioned Larry Tarver. That's a guy that Nebraska late in the cycle of the recruiting cycle flipped from the University of Maryland. Like Nebraska has really made defensive back a focal point in the recruiting world. And you have to, because then you look at what Nebraska is going to have to move on from. It's going to be some notable guys. Deshaun Singleton's playing his last year of college football. Malcolm Hartzog there. Sierra Wright, it continues to get older and more experience under his belt. So there's going to be a time when those guys are no longer on this roster, and you got to pass the torch off to this next group of guys that are going to kind of lead that defensive back room. So we'll see what happens, but you should feel good about Nebraska's ability to stop the pass this year. I am a little concerned about their ability to stop the run.
When we come back, Nick, I want to dig more into what Butler said in regards to developing the younger talent too. Folks, when we come back, we got plenty more sound bites and clips and discussion. Let us know your thoughts on what we're talking about, because we want to hear what you're talking about and what you're thinking. 402-464-5685. Be right back after this message.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here a roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds. High in your 91. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a low around 70. And tomorrow, patchy fog again in the morning. A slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies with a high near 89. I'm meteorologist Hal Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this beautiful Tuesday morning. A little sticky out there for sure. Last night, Nick, on my walk, a brother was sweating.
That's right. I also saw that Louis was pretty gassed a couple of the times.
I woke Louis up for this. He was on the couch because, he's the same color as the couch. And he looked like a little 30-pound piece of gray meatloaf on the couch. I shook him. I said, Louis, let's go for the evening walk. Did you hear him? Oh, he was going,
Yeah, I did hear him.
And then then he looked at me, Nick, as you can see. He laid his head back down and started snoring again.
He's like, nah, man.
He was like, nah, bro.
You have the bad.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Hey, there was something that John Butler said, Nick, about the importance of developing. You can tell the kind of the mark, the effectiveness of a coach by how they develop, of course, the first string, the first teamers, but how do you develop your depth, second and third teams? We have not always seen that take place.
Yeah.
Not just with the defensive backs, but across the board historically with Nebraska, unfortunately. I'm not saying this current regime, I'm saying it in past times. Did that statement stick out to you a lot as well?
Well, I think that
Think of Tommy Hill out last year and how Sear stepped in for him.
Exactly, right? I think like Matt Rule's talked about it a lot. And Matt Rule really leaned heavily on it when he was early in his coaching career at Nebraska, that is, just simply because he was like, look, we're going to embrace the walk-ons. We're going to embrace, if you're the best player out there, we're going to put the 11 best guys out there on the field. So I think like that's a big part of just Nebraska's philosophy going forward. I find it interesting. Like, I know he's not necessarily well liked anymore. Like, don't forget how often and how big of a role James Williams played in Nebraska's defense at times, right? And I'm curious to see who those guys are for Nebraska this year, because there's a couple of guys that are under the radar that we've heard slightly about, but then as John Butler said it earlier, as the bullets start flying, who's going to step up, right? Sometimes the stars actually fold, and some guys that are diamond in the rough will actually step up and be better for you.
You know what I call them, Nick? And I've said this for years. Falling stars. You ever see a falling star before?
I have.
You ever see one before, Rudy? You know, they're up there shining bright, and all of a sudden,
I don't want to shine so bright anymore.
The moment was too big for them.
The lights are too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off.
I don't want to see falling stars. I want to see guys who shine brighter the darker it is, because the star is brightest when it's the darkest. Nebraska is going to deal with adversity. Every team, I don't care what division, what state, what league, you're going to deal with some dark times. And it's in your darkest times is when the stars on your team shine the brightest, just like Rudy's going to do for Nebraska Wesleyan baseball this year.
That's exactly right.
You got to shine bright when it's the darkest. Who are going to be those guys? And we don't know that yet, Nick. We don't know that yet. As far as what that's going to happen as far as Rudy. But I want to see who those guys are that step up during a dark series, after a dark play. Because one thing that Eric Stokes, former Nebraska defensive back, former East Spartan, he was one of the best to ever do it in the state of Nebraska as far as running back. Eric was a scout for many years with the Seahawks. He was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Dolphins, as well as the Reds of the Washington football team. And I'll never forget having this conversation with Eric years ago while we were golfing out in Seattle. He goes, AD, when I go scout, and he goes, let's say defensive backs, that's what I played. He goes, I want to see how they respond after a bad play.
Yeah.
He goes, I have my binoculars. I watch them from the moment that guy scores on them. And he goes, I follow them all the way to the sideline. And he goes, I will, a guy that we're considering, that's least on our draft board.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to watch him while the offense is on the field, how his demeanor is. Because he says, AD, you've heard me say this before, Nick. Everybody shines when you make a great play in front of 80,000.
Of course.
He goes, how are you going to respond when it gets dark? He didn't say dark, but I'm ad-libbing here. How are you going to respond in adversity? He goes, because if you can't do it at this time, of course, you weren't getting paid, legally at least. He goes, if you can't respond at a collegiate level, in front of 80,000, how are you going to respond when there's 8 million watching you, 4 million watching you, and we're paying you a ton of money? He goes, I want to see how he responds. That's going to be an interesting point to see how we see this defensive backfield respond when it gets dark.
Well, and I think that's where I go back to, Nebraska's schedule. We've set it up, or, we talked about it extensively, how it's set up rather favorably in the first couple of weeks of the season, right? With Cincinnati, Akron, and Houston Christian. 3 games that you expect Nebraska to win, all 3 of them. And you're halfway to a bowl game at that point, right? And while Nebraska doesn't want to be a team that's scratching and clawing to get into a bowl game, it's once again is who is able to keep their head down to the grindstone, right? Like, I think that's another part of this whole entire conversation is you don't look at these first 3 games as a warm-up, because Nebraska's in no spot as a program to ever look at those as cakewalks. But my point is this, of that the season's about to get significantly more difficult, and you're going to be facing a lot more similar type of talent, and in games where maybe you're not favored. You're actually favored to lose. And I think that is where Nebraska has struggled so much in the past of their ability to play above their potential and above their expected result. Nebraska at times in the last multiple seasons, and this predates Matt Rule and his staff as well, so maybe this point is mute when it's all said and done. But what I'm getting at is, there's been a lot of seasons where we say Nebraska roster-wise should be an X-win team, and they end up becoming less than that in terms of actual wins on the field. And there's been a lot of instances to where Nebraska's played a game on a Saturday, and it's been against a lesser opponent, and Nebraska's either lost or it's been a dogfight until the very end for no reason at all. How do you flip that script? How do you flip that coin to say, okay, even on days where we're favored to win, we beat them in the fashion that we do, but then also on maybe the days that we aren't favored to win or it's a more evenly contested ball game, you know what? We're going to go do something that people didn't expect, but in the positive side of things for us.
Nick, literally when you brought that up, my stomach began to just curl.
Yeah, turn.
When you mention lesser opponents that we've had to slug it out with, you think of Georgia Southern. Again, thank God that linebacker, the young man's name, it escapes me right now. Marquise Watson Trent.
He was on that team.
Yeah, he was on that team that came in here and beat us. Now he's a part of it, thank God. And I'm going to say this, Nick. I don't want to see us slug, and I'm not getting hit the cart before the horse here, but at the same time, the point is the point. I don't want to see Nebraska slugging it out with Houston Christian.
Absolutely.
I don't want to see him slugging it out with Akron.
No, and I think
to me, that's going to show a little bit more, even better than the play. I'm not saying better than they play Michigan, but it's kind of like the conversation me, you, and Rav had a couple months ago. Do you want to see Nebraska beat number one, more one teams, or beat the team they're supposed to? That's kind of like tomato or tomato, but at the same time, I don't want to see Nebraska slugging it out with teams like that.
Well, I think in addition to it all is these games you can look as an opportunity of if you take care of business in the first 2.5 quarters, then you're able to see maybe, as John Butler just said, and we heard it last segment, when the bullets are flying. Well, guess what? Get some guys that maybe aren't so accustomed to playing. Like, use the 4-game redshirt rule to your benefit. Like, allow yourself to see what guys that maybe you don't expect to play significant roles in 25, but maybe to step it up in 2026, allow them to get some actual game action. And so, but guess what? If it's a tied ball game, then you don't get to do that.
No. And it's even more depressing and disheartening when you're slugging it out with a team that you have way more talent than, and you're going deep in the fourth quarter.
But we've been there.
We've unfortunately, that's been the norm.
Yeah.
That has not been the exception. That has been the norm at Nebraska, unfortunately, when teams like there's no game, and Nick, you mentioned it earlier, Nebraska does not have the luxury of saying, yeah, we're going to take care. No, we have, because until proven otherwise, that's the narrative.
It's the narrative, and it's who you are, unfortunately. I mean, as a program, this isn't now granted, the jury is still out on this team, right? Team and program, two different kind of parts of the conversation. Nebraska's program over the last decade has been one of those that's played any opponent close, right? And at times they've played up to their competition. You think about a couple of these games that Nebraska's played against Ohio State, and Matt Rule uses the analogy often about when Nebraska was down by single digits at halftime to Ohio State. Everybody's in the locker rooms like jumping on their feet. They're hyped up. They're like, okay, we're firmly in this, almost as if they didn't expect to be. And then the very next week when UCLA comes to town and you go into halftime and you're down by single digits, or I think it was like 10 points at halftime, the games all run together, but you go into halftime and everybody's down in the dumps.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. What just you allow who's standing on that other sideline to dictate the way you feel about your performance.
That's a great point.
Don't worry about it. It needs to be a nameless, faceless opponent. It needs to be what's going on your sideline.
That's a great point. What do we got next clip, man?
Let's go to him. Let's go ahead and let's talk about a guy that we haven't heard about a whole lot. Jalen George, the transfer, is a guy that maybe can.
I like this kid.
Maybe can play some roles in Nebraska's front seven conversation.
The number one characteristic with both of those kids is that they both have great energy. They both are very thankful to be here in this program. There's zero entitlement to them, meaning, what can you do for me? It's really about them. What can I do for the team? Obviously, they both came from programs that aren't the University of Nebraska, no disrespect to them. And I think they value what's being poured into them from a strength standpoint, from the head coaches, from the head coach, from the assistant coaches, from all of our support staff. They understand that when we say they have everything at their fingertips to be as good as they need to be, both as a man and as a player, both of those kids have that energy of, what can I do to continue to earn this, as opposed to the entitlement that sometimes gets associated with Division I athletes. And I think, therefore, they, with that energy and that kind of positive state of mind, you add to their talent and their level of kind of how hard they play, both of those guys would fall into that group that I've referred to as the players that we brought in are going to help us. And I think that as they keep developing, as they keep getting stronger, more experienced, more confident in our systems and in our building, I think both of those players, as well as those other guys we've added, are going to help us on defense.
Let's just start with one of the things he said there. And John Butler kind of talked about the point I wanted to make. Can you imagine coming from a place like FCS East Tennessee State to a place like Nebraska?
Major difference.
So, I mean, just think about that.
Talking about George.
Jalen George, that is. Jalen George is a 6'3", 285-pound defensive lineman. He's from the state of Georgia. But if you just look up East Tennessee State University, it's in Johnson City, Tennessee. There is a population, the enrollment is 13,000 students at East Tennessee State. Johnson City, let me see if I can find out how many people are just in Johnson City, Tennessee here.
Oh, man.
So Johnson City, Tennessee, there are 70,000 people. So not a whole lot, right? So a little under, a fourth of the size of Nebraska, of Nebraska, or of Lincoln, excuse me.
We could put his town in probably the capacity of his student body in our stadium.
I was going to say, well, here's the deal. There's more people that show up to the Husker football game on Saturday at Memorial Stadium than Johnson City has in their entire city. So we talk about resources, we talk about facilities, we talk about, as John Butler pointed out, everything that's provided for these guys. I would imagine that it's pretty easy for a guy like Jalen George and other transfers like that, even like an Andrew Marshall coming from Idaho. It's pretty simple for them to be like, okay, you know what? This is pretty stinking awesome here. I need to be appreciative of everything that's being handed to me.
Nick,
not handed, but provided.
And he mentioned they're playing with a chip on their shoulders. You look at Jameer Khan as well, the other guy who referred to a little bit from Southern Illinois, FCS Southern Illinois. That's a junior this year here at Nebraska. Nick, you think about George, you think about Khan and the other gentlemen that came from other divisions. You remember the facilities you had at Pius the 10th?
I do.
Okay. And you guys are doing a major renovation there over at Pius, your alumni place. Now, and all jokes aside, that'd be like you from going to Pius to Nebraska facility-wise.
Absolutely. 100%.
Think about the things that you thought were cool and state-of-the-art there at Pius or smaller Division I or 2 or 3 school, whatever it is, an AI, whatever it is, because all of them hold their prestige, not a knock against any of those. It's just simply resources available.
Yeah.
Imagine going from there to a place like Nebraska or a place like an LSU or a place, one of your prominent baseball schools. How much more appreciative would you be more than the guys who always had that luxury?
And I think there's that. I think if you, I mean, this is no knock because there's still guys that work incredibly hard. I think about a great example on the other side is if go from a place like IMG Academy, or you go from a place like Buford in Georgia, where they put $62 million into their high school football stadium, and there's all these opportunities for them. And then you go to a Division I program. Yeah, it's still going to be a massive step up, but not as dramatic of a leap. And so I think you're absolutely right to where we forget for guys like Jalen George and Jameer Khan and the other number of guys that have either come from FCS programs, have come from small town schools. Henry Letofsky came from a very small town in Iowa. Like you talk about those types of things. I think there's something to be like, this is what you work for. This is what you work for. You go to a place, if you're Jalen George, to where you can get developed for a couple of years to get yourself ready for the D1 landscape. Jameer Khan the same way. And now that you're here, you can't just throw it away.
No,
right?
No. You got to come with it.
Unfortunately, there are some guys that maybe do feel like they have arrived. But according to John Butler, these are two guys that haven't.
It's exciting to see what those guys are doing. Before we go to break, read a few more of these text messages as well as I get to them on here. My computer's going a little slow on here. I want to say this real fast because there we go. Unknown texture 1562 goes, I don't care about the jerseys, but I believe they did the alternate jersey and blackout game with USC is to use it as a bargaining chip, which I think is a good idea with TV people to make sure it gets slated at night. I don't think that's a bad idea whatsoever.
Somebody said it earlier. They were like, if Nebraska is having a good record and so does USC, then it'll be a night game. I would actually say contraire to where we know big noon kickoff the prime slot for Big Ten football is at 11 a.m.
Right.
So it's kind of this, oh man, I hope Nebraska's having a good year and maybe USC's not, to where it still is attractive for a nighttime game. We'll see. I view it, if I had to guess, it'll be one of the night game on NBC.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I feel like it'll land.
It'd be nice to see it. Scony Scur, what's up, brother? He goes the first thing out of my wife's mouth, talking about surgery when I had mine under the anesthesia. When she came out of the anesthesia was, I feel amazing. I want to come back and do this every week.
No, you don't.
Folks, when we come back, we got the 80 attitude adjustment. We'll ride with you until 11 o'clock. We'll be right back.
Ah, the sounds of back to school time. Oh. There's plenty to about this time of year. So let Cane's take something off your plate by putting something on it. Like the most craveable hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. It's going to be a great school year.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
The trip of the summer is coming. Collective Soul. Live. Summer Unity Tour 2025, August 21st, Pinewood Bowl Theater in Lincoln's Pioneers Park with Our Lady Peace. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Collective Soul, live, Our Lady Peace, together.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R. Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Ready for all the benefits of soft water? High-quality water softeners installed with no arm-twisting contracts. Call 467-1111 Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. And I will be out tomorrow, but back Thursday and Friday. And Nick, I'm not sure if I miss many more days for the rest of the month.
You're here till September.
Yeah, man. No airplanes for a while. Thank God for that. But we'll be out tomorrow, back Thursday and Friday. We'll be talking all Husker sports again on Thursday. I'm sure you guys will be tomorrow as well. I do want to say this, man. Again, going back to Nebraska football, we were just talking about this. You think about those young men that are in Nebraska's locker room right now, and just the facility changes, the resource. Nick, I still have not toured that. I literally could just go. I'm not saying just go down there, but would have no problems getting through there. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But one of my goals, I have a cousin that's coming from Alabama. My cousin Philip is coming up for the Akron game. And I think I'm going to try to make it happen to get him a tour down there so we can see it. I have not been in that new complex yet. Yeah, I've been by it. I've been around it. I just haven't taken the time to go in. But you think about that facility compared to what some of those guys left.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to fathom that, man.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's actually going to be, it's interesting. There's an opportunity with Nebraska getting the new concession stand deal. There's an opportunity for media members to go down to Nebraska and try out some of the new menu items that are going to be on the concession stand menu for this year. So this is what the email that we received. So it's actually taking place tomorrow at 2:30. And unfortunately, I'm not going down there. I'm not going to try it out. But some of the new items through the University of Nebraska and Aramark Sports and Entertainment. Some of the new items that fans will have a chance to try this year at the Nebraska football games are things called the Black Shirt Barbecue, Tunnel Walk Tacos, Herbie's Burger, Chicken and Coop, Cornhusker Crunch Nachos, the 1923 Cheesesteak, 402 Snacks, Cobb County GBR Classic locations throughout the stadiums will feature local fan favorites like Runza, Valentino's, Wimmer's Red Hot Dogs, and Bratwurst, along with collectible souvenir cups and buckets. So I would expect for a lot of folks to see pictures of those tomorrow when media members are able to try some stuff.
There's going to be some good food in there, man.
Yeah.
Some great food.
And beer.
There's a lot going on. Someone mentioned that they're going to upgrade the drunk tank as well. I forget what texture that was, so forgive me, but
yeah,
they're going to have to do some updates as well. Folks, I just want to say to all of you, and I'm going to try to get to the rest of these texts later today. Thank you so much for the love, support, and the prayers and the encouragement. Many of you have operations way more serious. Old Dad 34, you mentioned your neck, and other people have had back surgeries. Brad, appreciate you, man. Appreciate all of you. Eric, man, thank you so much. All the folks that are on there, Barney as well. I mean, just all of you. I just can't say it enough. It's great to be back in the seat. I'll be back on Thursday. But the 80 attitude adjustment for today is this. There's always going to be changes we have to make, Nick. And one of the changes for me is how I get out of bed in the morning. I can't just, rise up out of the bed like I'm rising up at. No, I have to roll to one side, use my left hand or right arm to get back up and get going. Change is not always comfortable. I know I've mentioned this many times before. Change is not always comfortable, but sometimes it's necessary in order to move forward. It's not comfortable to sleep on my back because I normally don't sleep on my back.
Yeah.
But change has to happen sometimes for progress. So if you're going through some major changes today, whether it's health related, financial related, relationship, I don't know what that change is. I'm not saying you have to embrace it, but I'm sure it's like saying you got to adapt to it and roll with it to get better. Sometimes we have to slow down in order to speed up, kind of like my golf swing.
That's right. That's right.
Folks, Nick will be with you tomorrow. He'll have somebody else as well to ride with you. They're going to do a great job. Appreciate Rudy on the ones and twos. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And the rest of this week, talking Husker sports as well, folks. Take it easy.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Ready for all the benefits of soft water? High-quality water softeners installed with no arm-twisting contracts. Call 467-1111 Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside positions,